Live. We going live. What's up? Happy Monday. I know we normally come on Wednesdays, but it is Monday night. It is 7:45 on the East Coast. Something like 4 and some change on the West Coast because I can't count. So that's 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, so it's like 4:45 on the West Coast. Welcome to another episode of the Deacon Board Podcast. So listen, tonight we're going to talk about a bunch of things, but really we're going to focus on the holiday season, as we like to call it, the Bourbon and Blouses season. So we're going to talk about, office politics, holiday parties, restaurants, Christmas kickbacks, all that stuff we like to do during the holidays. What you're drinking, who you should take to the parties, who you shouldn't take to the parties, and why is it that Sean can never bring his whoever his significant other to a Christmas party?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a significant other. I'm looking to get a dog. That's where I am. I'm looking to get a dog.
There we go. So tonight we're joined by, of course, my man Sean Cunningham, and then my friend, the one and only Ashia Simpson. So we're just gonna get into it. Oh, but before we get started, I need to do one thing. So, and we've all seen this. So listen, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't seen the show Harlem yet, just log off for the next 5 minutes because we're gonna talk about it real quick. And before I talk about it, the reason why I'm talking about it tonight, somebody tag Kipper Jones. Somebody tag Uncle Kipper Jones and Miss Deborah Jones. They're on my Facebook page. I'm gonna tag them myself in a minute. So Kipper Jones and Deborah Jones. So yesterday, I put up a post on my page about Jasmine Guy, right? Wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just said, I said what I said. I'm not going to repeat it. And then he kind of came along at like midnight last night and slapped me upside my head about it. So I'm like, hey man, this post is mean spirited and the comments are mean spirited. And, he said a couple other things. And I was like, you know what? Point well taken. She's a woman of a certain age. She's doing her thing. We don't know what type of life she's had. But then he tagged her in the post and I was like, So what I did the right thing. I took the post down because I don't want no beef with Uncle Kip. I don't need him writing no R&B diss song on me next week because his pen game is strong. If y'all don't know who Kipper Jones is, y'all go look at his pen game. His pen game is crazy strong. So I don't need no R&B beef. And then Miss Deborah, who was a good friend of mine, she came along and agreed with his post, and I was like, nope.
I don't need no R&B beef.
Who is listening? Who is listening to this?
That's me. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
Right there.
I was confused by Sean's Chromebook. I was still focused on that. I'm sorry.
Hysterical.
I see how we do when you sit like that. We know.
Hysterical. Yeah, she got you on that Chromebook issue, huh? She's talking about your Chromebook issue.
That's what she do.
So anyway, so all I'm saying is, you know what? No, sorry, didn't mean to cause no problems. Kipper, forgive me, man. I don't want you writing no R&B beef on me. He's, and if y'all don't know who he is, go look up his catalog. His catalog is deep. I'm joking about him writing an R&B diss song. He wouldn't do that, but his point was well taken that we shouldn't be disrespectful to those that have been in the game a long time, especially when they get to a point in life where, they're a little bit older than we are, but she's still doing her thing. She's a beautiful soul, beautiful actress. She's doing her thing. So that's that. But on the subject of Harlem, if you haven't seen it yet on Amazon Prime, to me, I enjoyed it. I binge watched it yesterday. So we watched all 10 episodes. I was a little upset about how it ended. But hopefully it'll be back for season 2. But Ashia and Sean, have y'all seen it yet? What do y'all think of the show?
Go ahead, sister. Since you haven't.
I watched. I'm about halfway through. It's I told you earlier, I think it's the Black Sex in the City, which I'm here for. A little bit more in depth than Girlfriends, right? But it's some pretty millennial stuff in there.
I mean, I'm gonna say allegedly because I've never seen Sex in the City. I'm not a Sex in the City watcher. I hear they're coming out with a new one coming up
Thursday.
Really? Oh, you even know when it's coming out?
Thursday. Yeah,
okay.
I binge watched all 6 seasons.
You seem a little.
I am. It's Sex in the City. Carrie Bradshaw shoes. Come on.
I mean, but Harlem to me, dope. Focusing in on, just like Insecure. By the way, I do watch Insecure. I'm an Insecure watcher. I enjoy Insecure.
Which you think is better?
I think they're
they have
equally
two
the
different.
same. They're two different vibes, right?
Because two different vibes, two different messages.
Right. And Insecure is definitely a LA show. It is LA. It is lived in LA. It has that LA flow, that LA vibe. But when I watched Harlem, I was like, yo, this is New York flow. This is a New York vibe, and then, seeing the streets of Harlem and the sister that's a doctor. So I'm telling y'all right now, there are going to be some spoiler alerts. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and log off right now for at least the next 10 minutes. Look, she's a doctor. One's a clothing designer. Another one is a lesbian.
Dating site.
Who's queer, but she has a dating site, which is dope for queer people, which I think is a idea. I don't even know if there is one. I know Shia and Sean are both on Black People Meet and whatever the other one and Plenty of Fish. I know they both up there. So eHarmony. I'm sorry, you're on eHarmony. My
not
bad.
eHarmony. That's the old people dating site.
I'm joking. Come on, Pimp. Really, that's what we're doing.
And it's like $65.95.
I'm just saying that's what we're doing. Really? We're gonna drive down the street.
You want to be somebody's sugar baby.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just want to lay holding hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Sugar baby.
You're trying to lay some holy hands on somebody. That's all I'm trying to do.
You gonna lay holy hands on them?
Just touch and agree.
You go fool around and get worms.
I'm trying to.
I'm
touch and agree. That's all I'm saying.
Did she just say you gonna get worms? She is so stupid. So and then the other one is of course a New York singer, artist, and that whole backstory is very interesting also. So as you get later into the series, you will see, the backstories of all these people. But I think the show is dope. Go out and watch it. I
tell the truth. She's the broke friend.
She is the broke friend. And, we all have that broke artist friend. We all have that broke artist friend.
She's the broke friend.
And it's the broke friend that whenever you tell them the truth, they get offended. Like,
oh my God.
You don't want to
you need to stop rapping. You need to stop rapping. You 45.
Exactly. It's that friend. It's that friend that like, okay, how long are you gonna be on my couch? But then if I say something about it, then you get an attitude.
Right. And the friend and the friend that's a freeloader, like, yo, she was a freaking freeloader.
And every job is beneath her, and again, I'm only on episode 3, but it's like you're getting opportunities, but that job is beneath you. And it's always funny to me, and Dante, you and I have seen this so many times in finance. It's always amazing to me how people say, I don't want to take that job, but you have no job. You have no sense of income. And we was raised always, you take a job till you get the job you want. And then you elevate.
$10 jobs make a $20 hour job.
Exactly. So you just keep elevating yourself. Yeah.
Wait a second. Say that. Wait. Hold on a second. Say that again so the people can say that louder.
2 $10 an hour jobs make a $20 an hour job. You better figure it out.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Because your bills don't stop and adulting don't stop.
No. Sometimes I wish adulting would stop, from a bill standpoint. It's like, the more money you make, the more money you spend.
Bills you gotta
give up. And every 2 seconds, see, now Dante got the new house, but I'm always walking around here like, I want to redo my kitchen. I want to redo my bathroom. Mr. Hardwoods all over the place with the 6-person island.
I'm out there roasting turkeys and frying turkeys.
You see how that says allegedly?
The island's so big, he roasting turkeys on the island. He ain't got to put them in the oven. His island heats up.
That actually be a dope idea if I could have the island heat up, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
See right there. That's when money just be talking money, right there.
Yeah. You know what I wish.
This contractor in the morning.
You know what I wish I would have put in. You know what I wish I would have put in the floors here, especially in the mornings when it's cold. To conduct the heated floors. I wish I would have put the heated floors.
I thought you looked at that.
I don't know I can't remember if I did or not. It was so long ago because it took damn near.
Yeah, it's been a year.
It was a year for them to build the house. Allegedly.
But I'm gonna tell you though, from a Harlem perspective though, when I was looking at this show, first of all, I thought it was different, but I thought it was better than Girlfriends. I thought that the new deadbeat friend was an elevation from the sister who was on Girlfriends. I thought these sisters were a little bit more developed right off of the start. They had a little bit more texture to them. Like, it's totally not a Tyler Perry sisters. It's not some nonsense where these people have no depth. It's actually something that's stronger, something that has some character. And then you can see the character developing coming in. And I think putting a veteran like Whoopi Goldberg on there as well grounds you, but brings in some other viewers as well. So
did you just throw Tyler under the bus?
So say it again. Yeah, I did.
Did you just throw Tyler? You did? Okay. I just want to make sure I heard you throw Tyler under the
bus. Because his gay character is completely stereotypical. It is completely the quintessential flamboyant gay guy who is all about sleeping around. this sister is at least about her business. Yeah, she may be, I'm going to be on the grind and talk about this girl. I'm going to meet this girl. I'm going to meet
Yeah,
this
yeah,
first.
yeah.
Think
No,
about it.
it
She got
was.
this interview with Forbes, and she's hyped about it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Dante. I'm sorry.
she also had the interview. Well, yeah, no, go ahead. Now, my sister
Yeah,
made a comment.
exactly.
Run
I
the
want to
world.
say that. I'm trying to
Now,
do spoilers.
now, Run the World on. I think that's on either on Stars or it's on Stars. It was very similar to. It was very similar to Harlem. I thought it was very similar to Harlem. So if you get a chance to check that out also. But I think Run the World and Harlem are running neck and neck. Run the World was a little bit weird too. Same angle, same. Now Run the World is on Stars. Same angle though. You had two professors on Run the World. I think they're professors out of college. They never named a college, but in Harlem, she's a professor, adjunct professor at Columbia. Kind of interesting story arcs. How they come together. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Lakers are still getting their asses kicked every other night. I'm tired of talking about them. I'm like, I'm
the Lakers are newfound Cowboys.
Listen, cut that out. First of all, you ever compare us to the Cowboys, all right?
Y'all the newfound
Cowboys.
But
you know it's bad off when the Cowboys is winning and you.
But I mean, we're not. It's not like we're listen. But we could be the Panthers.
Hey, player! I didn't even say nothing.
We could be.
And you just throwing boulders. I didn't even say nothing.
We could be the Panthers. So that's how I look at it.
That's just disrespectful. I'm over here minding my own business, and I'm taking shots. It is. But at least the Panthers only have one All-Star on the team. The Lakers got 48 of them.
We have three. We have two and a possible.
But you got future Hall of Famers sitting on your team.
Yeah, but one is 39, the other one is 23 and can't stay out of street clothes. So, and by the way, the Clippers are just doing just as bad as the Lakers. And,
Brooklyn but see, the Clippers have been perpetually bad. They had some seasons of goodness, but the Clippers always suck. They just had a little season.
Yeah.
And then they went back to normal.
They did have a winning season.
But the Lakers have always, exactly.
And one thing,
have always
shout out to my man Bilal Child. Somebody tag him in on this. I whooped his ass yesterday in fantasy football. He tried to come for me this morning on Facebook, but I figure since he was being petty with his memes on Facebook this morning, I'll get him on the podcast this afternoon. So shout out to Bilal. I hope your boy does well tonight and you have one last chance, but I don't think he's gonna put up a dag on 25 to beat me. So take that, as Puffy would say. Speaking of Puffy, I read that Stevie J decided to file for a spousal support from Faith. I mean, I ain't nothing left to say about that. So I'm gonna leave that alone. That's just I don't know. Whatever she did,
out there back up.
Whatever, yeah. Whatever,
you can't throw that out there and then just run away from that.
Whatever she did, he's pissed off. So it is what it is.
What she do?
Who knows? But they're like they're bipolar. Their relationship is so bipolar. One week they love each other, next week they don't. It's like that song he wrote. Sometimes you love me, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it is. Wow. It is what it is. The other thing I want to talk about before we get into the Bourbons and Blouses piece of the conversation, I have a lot. Listen, I've been in the mortgage industry, and Sean's been in the industry for a long time, and we understand that this time of year, November, December, there are a lot of layoffs in the industry, and there's a certain way to do it. Right? There's a way to do it. But this dude right here, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna let everybody watch it, and then we'll talk about it after we watch it because I think it's crazy. So let me go ahead and share this real quick. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, just gonna play a little bit.
Thank you for joining. I come to you with not great news. The market has changed, as you know, and we have to move with it in order to survive so that hopefully we can continue to thrive and deliver on a mission. This isn't news that you're going to want to hear, but ultimately it was my decision and I wanted you to hear from me. It's been a really, really challenging decision to make. This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. This time I hope to be stronger. But we are laying off about 15% of the company.
You
the
gotta
market,
be kidding me.
efficiency, and performances.
So I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop, and hopefully everyone was able to hear that as it was playing out there on the podcast. And I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna even edit it out because this is important, right? I have been someone that was laid off from a company before, and they bring in the HR professionals to come in and to try to to alleviate some of the pain. And I understand we're in the middle of a pandemic, and you have people working remotely all over the place, but you don't put 900 people on a call and say, "Hey, I hate to do this, but if you're on this call, your job is being eliminated." There's a way to do things, especially during the holidays, coming up on the holidays. Yes, you gave them a month's severance. Yes, you gave them, their health insurance for, a month or two. But you're doing this right before the holidays. And I think it's cold. I understand it's the fourth quarter. Companies need to get their balance sheets right for the year so they don't go into the new year top heavy in management. But I just read an article today where his second in command raised his base salary from $150,000 a year to $1 million. Who does that? You talk about you pissing away $200 million. You talk about you pissed away $200 million on what? On what are you doing that you pissed away $200 million in a quarter? Again, I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen lots of companies come and I've seen lots of companies go. But if you're doing it the right way, you wouldn't need, if you're hiring the right way, if you're not hiring people off the block and giving who aren't experienced and giving them these high salaries, you wouldn't be pissing away $100 million, $200 million in a quarter. But I remember when Better.com ramped up about a year and a half ago, and they were paying ridiculous salaries to people who had no industry experience.
None.
You paying underwriters who've never underwritten a file in their day $95,000, $100,000. Meanwhile, you have people that have been in the business 20 years, 25 years. They can't get in the door making that type of salary. You won't let them in because you think they want too much, or you think they want more than they deserve, or you think they're too difficult. You have people in management who have no business managing people because they've never been in this business before, but because they're in the hang around club, because they've been around people, they know other managers, they get the jobs without experience. Something has to be done. There has to be a better way.
We lost 200 people in Charlotte?
Correct.
We lost 200 people in Charlotte. And you know what's bad about it? First of all, Dante's right. It's bad for him. Now, yes, you want to hear from the top what the issue is. There's a much better way to do it. That was totally insensitive. And so you said you cried last time, but this time you're hoping you'd be stronger. So basically, you don't want to care this time.
You don't even care.
You know what? Because that's what I took from that. He was like, I'm not going to.
I don't care. I'm not about to cry about y'all.
I'm just
I'm gonna be stronger this time, because I don't care about you little people. And there's ways to do that, and it's also, like you said, it's around the holidays. Yeah, you gave a month's severance package, but you're right. You didn't structure everything up, burning through capital. So now you got to let everybody off. And you made this decision ahead of time. But my question would be, well, what kind of dividends are you paying? What are you paying your executives right now? How much money have you scaled back? Because if you are continuously paying your executives more money, but you got rid of the rank and file, then don't tell me it's market driven. Don't tell me it's inflation driven, because it's not. And we know, we're still in the industry. We know right off there's still a crazy market where everybody's still buying. The housing market still has inventory out there. Most of your other finance companies aren't laying off. Wells Fargo did lay off some people, but most of them aren't still laying off at this time. They're still I was talking to a dude Friday. He's still doing $30,000 a month in loans as far as his take-home pay. He's still doing that. My real estate agents still closing deals. I was looking at 5 of my real estate agents this week still closing deals. So the business is still out there. You're actually just making sure that you kill the bottom line, make sure your stock price goes up, and make sure that you're paying some dividends, and make sure you're paying your executives. It ain't got nothing to do with the market.
Right. Because they haven't even gone public yet. And here's the thing. You're right, Danielle. How to frame the message is very important. And that message was framed horribly. It was horrible how he framed that to those people on a Zoom call. And then on productivity, well, you're just realizing they weren't productive now?
Exactly.
Now,
at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year,
at the end of the year, at the end of your fiscal year, you're just realizing that now. You're just realizing that 2 days after you received $750 million from one of your investors. See, it doesn't. It
And
doesn't.
Dante, we both know this is a monthly business. You have
Correct.
monthly production goals. You have quarterly production goals. You're always readjusting. You're always looking, okay, I need these people to make this amount of money. You're either looking at basis points, you're looking at units, or you're looking at volume, one or the other. And you have monthly goals. So like Sister Simpson just said, so you didn't find it out to the end of the month, to the end of the year that they weren't meeting their production goals. You knew that 6 months ago. You knew that 3 months ago. You knew what goals were being met and who wasn't in it. You get rid of the weak people who aren't meeting their goals, but you reward those who are there who are doing their production. You obviously just don't have the infrastructure put in the right way, and you don't have the payment schedules the right way. You don't have salaries the right way. So you're just looking at a way to cut that because you did just get an influx of cash. So don't act like you broke.
Right. And to your point, Danielle, the reduction in workforce is inevitable, but should they do it fourth quarter or first quarter of 2022? To be honest with you, I think it is, from a business standpoint, I understand why they do it in the fourth quarter. Right. I mean, listen, in 2007, when I was part of a mass layoff in 2007. They did mine the Monday after Thanksgiving. So in between, and it was not only me, but it was an entire department. But back then, there was a lot of mess going on in the mortgage industry, right? It was, actually, it was December
was crazy.
It was December of 06 when all those layoffs happened. But they did it right. And I think it's insensitive for companies to lay people off right at the holidays. Do it the first quarter next year. Yeah, it might be too late for your 20, whatever, your books for last year. But we understand that this is when they scale back. We understand that's when they have to do it because they need to go into the fiscal year with their balance sheets, pretty much.
But if he's did it before, he knows what it takes to do it again. He knew he didn't do that right at all. Right. He knew he was insensitive. And in the words of whoever Shaquita was that said, "You gotta be kidding me."
Listen, but then there's a second piece to this. Evidently, he went on a blog right after he did it and put the blame on the employees. These people were stealing from us. These people were stealing from you. They weren't working their hours. They would clock in and only work they would clock in for 8 hours, but only work 2 hours. But my question is, you should have fired them a long time ago. This just happened last week.
And you don't got no controls in place for that?
Correct.
That's a management problem. That's still on you.
That's management. That's still on you.
That ain't an employee. Yeah. If you that's never more than 5% to actually generally between 3% of the workforce is doing that. And like Dante said, when you find somebody who's doing that, you fire that person. You don't take that on on everybody else.
It wasn't all 900 people. And it's interesting. And it's interesting that he let go his entire DEI department.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the entire DEI department. Gone.
That I didn't know.
I read that today in the Washington Times. Someone sent me the article in the Washington Times where, that's how I knew that they were talking about him on the blog. And then it talked about him letting go his entire DEI department, which is interesting within itself, I thought that was very interesting. So anyway, yeah, that's what was on my mind today. This better.com thing, the mortgage industry. And the reason why it was on my mind, because and I'm going to say this, a lot of African American, a lot of Black and brown people make up the mortgage industry. We've been holding up the mortgage industry forever. I don't care what anyone says, and I'm not being racist. I'm just telling the truth. Is that at least I can say that 60% of the people that I know work in the mortgage industry or that I've been around. There are times where you have full companies that your Black people are your underwriters, they're your processors, they're your closers. Mm-hmm. And most companies, we dominate the mortgage industry. And so when I see this happening, I see it happening to us. I see it happening a lot to us. Now, it's not always Black and brown people because it's hard for us to get in now. Now with some of these newer companies paying these higher salaries, it's harder for us to get in unless people. So anyway, so that's why I'm passionate about this, because I don't want to see us get done dirty. And to me, there's a way to do things, and that just was not the way. Right. That just wasn't the way, as far as I'm concerned. And you can say what you want to say about Dante. You can say, You can say, you know, what you want to say about the company. I said the company name. It is what it is. You know, if it gets my podcast canceled or I can't upload it because I said the company name and said what I said about him, I don't care. He can't beat me. So I'm not worried about him. Like, you can't beat me. And if you play too much, you don't want them calling me to come and check and see what y'all really doing. Check my resume, check my LinkedIn, partner. You don't want that smoke. All right. I'm telling you straight up, you don't want that smoke.
He does not want you to come and look at the book.
Yo, I'm telling you straight up. Listen. Some of my friends are on here. Some of my old employees are on here watching right now. They'll tell you, you don't want that smoke because they call me.
He doesn't want you to come and look at the books. That is not a good look.
They call me to come and look at what you're doing. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you out there for real. That's all I'm saying. Play if you want to, and they're gonna pay me well to do it.
Yes.
It's just saying. I might be a whore, but I'm not a cheap whore.
Wow. Really fast.
All right. So
that was too easy.
You didn't take it.
No, I didn't.
That's right up your alley.
That was, that was my turn.
You slipping. You slipping.
You slipping. You missed it.
That was too easy.
You missed that. You missed it. Yeah, I might be a lone whore, but I'm not a cheap lone whore. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. All right. Bourbons and blouses. So we're gonna talk about. It's the holiday season, man. We're gonna keep it light. We kept it heavy for about 30 minutes, but now it's time to keep it light. Listen, we had some guests that were supposed to come on tonight, and they got they had a conflict. So they weren't able to make it, but Sean and Ashia, they don't mind coming on arguing with each other. So we're gonna
my sister don't argue.
We don't argue. I mean, I think sometimes he posts stuff a little too early for me to be chuckling like that now.
Right, and she knows she wrong, but I'm gonna let her think she right for a little while.
And his relationship advice gonna get me locked up. But I mean, I don't know why I keep following it.
I don't even look.
Because you know it's solid. You know it's solid. Oh, I'm gonna bail you out, so I got you.
I don't even look at that joker's relationship advice. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't have nothing to do with that. But so check it out. Now we frequent the same restaurant in Charlotte, and I'm not going to even name the restaurant, but depending on the night that you go, you can see you see our folks in there. There's some of them are very, they're dressed nice. They dress like they've been somewhere before. Mm-hmm. But then there's some times where we show up there.
Some of your cousins.
Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's cold here in Charlotte right now. It's cold. You don't have no business. You don't have no business, right? Like you wearing the straight sparkly prom dress,
strappy shoes,
or it's cold.
Or it's that sheer dress where you can see everything and up under, and they have to put that wrap on you when you walk in the door. Because they will do that. They will put that wrap on you. I've seen the wrap.
I've seen the wrap.
I've seen that happen.
I didn't know the wrap came from the door.
Yes. I've seen that
from the door.
The wrap comes from because I've seen them stop fellas that came in there with the Coogee hoodies on. They're Coogees, but they got the hoodie on. And they're like, you can't wear that up in here.
Exactly.
Take that off. So if they don't have on the shirt with a collar, they'll give them a nice shirt with a collar. It's a nice shirt with a collar, but it's a shirt with a collar.
But the wrap, the wrap's at the door. All that they meet you at the door. And they're very polite about it, and they're very, respectful about it. I was having dinner there. I think me and Dante talked about this. I was having dinner in July, and there was some sisters at another table, and they were doing too much with selfies. They kept jumping up and down, and it's a nice, relaxed, establishment with a different kind of ambiance. But they just kept jumping up and down, taking selfies every 2 minutes, and so the waiter can't get around, the backup waiter can't get around, So to give service to the other tables or to that table, and they politely said, "Hey, ladies, we appreciate it. We're glad that you're having a wonderful time, and we want you to have a wonderful time. If you would, for safety reasons, just have a seat and take the selfies at the table." The way they do it is extremely professional, but you have to understand that's not the environment. This ain't Applebee's. You can't go in there with that mindset. Yeah, I can say that about Applebee's, about Chili's, about Lone Star, all of them. This ain't that kind of place. You can take as much selfies as you want to there. This ain't the place where you standing up and you want to pull out your light and you want to stand up and you throw your middle finger up and your tongue sticking out your mouth. That ain't that place.
First of all, when you go, that's going to be about a 3.5 hour experience every time. They go drag it out. it's gonna be an experience. So I mean, it's normally that Friday night crew though. I've learned not to go on Friday night.
I don't know what you just said though, sis. At least look at what she said, Dante. Look at the key she said. It's an experience. Yeah. See, when Dante, we've gone, and none of us are trying to say what the prices of the name of the restaurant is. But when we look and we see, okay, the tomahawk ribeye is going to be $72, the lamb chops is $90. You understand that it's an experience. You're not paying for just a cut of meat. You're paying for everything that comes with that experience. And with that experience, you expect a certain type of dining atmosphere. You expect all of that. And so for you to come in, you stupid. For you to come in,
allegedly the lamb chops are $90. I don't know.
And treat this like, yeah, because you've had them. Your wife had them.
What you order when you go to Dante?
He gets the ribeye with the wonderful egg on top because he bougie like that. He got to get the.
I listen. I've been ordering the steak farina from there forever, like for years, because I've been eating at this place before they came to Charlotte. So they used to be there. They were located out of my former home and right down the street from my house in Phoenix. You see the video where the dude couldn't get in with Air Force Ones and they wouldn't let him in, not sure what the restaurant, what the state is. Well, not this restaurant, because Dante Jackson only wears his Air Force Ones there in different colors.
And you can wear sneakers.
You can wear sneakers and jeans. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
All of them.
I wear sneakers and jeans,
all of them. Yeah. Please. All the time. I wear jeans, and sneakers, and a polo shirt all the time. That's all I wear there. I don't,
What you had on last time we went.
Right. Right. I had on some tan Air Forces last time we went. I wear my Jordans.
He was smiling at me because I was like, "No, you dressed up? Working from home. Can I put on a suit at least once?"
Right. I'm laughing at him because you got on a dress shirt for real. So no,
I'm trying to catch one of the girls in the raps.
See, you know me. See, me and you.
I let that go. I let that go because
what you do is you catch them while they're taking a picture in front of the Steak 48 sign. See?
While they taking the picture in front of the sign.
Yeah, when they're in front of the sign, when they're taking the picture, you catch them taking the picture from the sign.
It's
the Banana Republic
sign. It's the butt to
it's the butt. See, you caught. See, you caught it all.
It's the butt too.
Look over the shoulder though. Look over the shoulder.
I mean, I don't have any pictures in front of that sign. Allegedly.
I don't think I have one. I don't know.
You ain't never took one. We ain't none of us took one.
You got one when your people went. Yeah, you got one. You got one down
there. I did. That was the only time, and that was because it was so.
I've never seen you take one.
So what was? Anytime you have a table with 11 black men in one spot, everybody's trying to figure out who are they. Who are they? Like what are y'all? All y'all in one spot like that? You're not a football player. The last time I was there, time before last, I was there with our friend, our mutual friend from ALCC, and so one of the hostess came over.
Dude.
One of the hostess came. Yeah, you were there for your birthday, so that was the night we saw you there for your birthday, and so you witnessed this. The hostess was like, the guy asked for Dante Jackson. So she brings him over to my table and he's like, "That's not him." And she was like, "That's the only Dante Jackson I have in this restaurant tonight. And that's the only Dante Jackson that I know that comes to this restaurant." But he was talking about the Panthers player who was sitting at someone else. Who I met him that night too. But at that moment, I realized I might be coming here a little bit too much.
Too much.
It's funny. He does, because it's funny. I rolled in one time. This was right before my birthday. I rolled in one time. And Dante and I had just been there a while ago. So I roll in and I say, "Yeah, I'm looking for the Dante Jackson party." The woman says, "You're not Mr. Jackson. You're Mr. Cunningham. We know Mr. Jackson." I was like, "Oh," I said, "but I'm dining with Mr. Jackson." "Okay, because we want to." And then Dante walks in the door. "Yeah, that's Mr. Jackson.
That's Mr. Jackson.
You're Mr. Cunningham." I was like, "Really?" So Dante's like that?
Yeah, y'all doing too much.
Yeah, he's doing too much.
But you know what? But you know what? I can say that about this place. I can say it about Mastro's when we go out of town somewhere.
Yes.
I can say it about Yardbird when we go out of town. We go to Yardbird. I can even say it about Lolo's in Phoenix or in Vegas. In Phoenix, Vegas, in Dallas. We eat where we know the food is going to be good and the food is going to be consistent.
And they're going to treat you.
You don't have to worry about getting nasty service.
Right. Exactly. You're not going to get nasty service. They're happy. When you come in the door, they're like, "Hey, how you been? How you doing? We ain't seen you in a minute." That's what we do. But getting back to the whole topic, I've seen some ratchet stuff coming in and out of these places.
And let's say something about that, Dante. one of the things, to your point, sister, where you're saying you want something consistent, when you have something where it's not a great experience, it's really easy to say to somebody, hey, my steak is not cooked well. Or, hey, can I get something else? And they will take care of you. The ratchetness of, y'all don't know how to cook no steak. I mean, we don't need that. And that's part of the problem. You'll get good service if you talk to people well. Because I know, Dante, when you talk about my whole dating, my dating stuff, Sister Simpson, you've seen this before. You see somebody treat a waiter bad, or a waitress bad, or a hostess bad, or a janitor bad, or a receptionist bad, bye. Because you just showed me your whole character.
Absolutely.
You show me who you are. You show me who you are. There is nothing else for us to talk about. When you have to be immediately nasty to somebody,
that's immediately do not disturb in my phone.
Right. That's a problem immediately.
Yeah, and so Danielle, again, you said it correct. Quality is in the details, and when you go here, everything it's detailed. Everything that you can tell the quality based on the details of not only the menu, but the waiters, how they set the tables up, how they ask you when you sit down. They're paying attention to what you're wearing and ask you, would you prefer
a black or white napkin?
You want a black linen or white? You want to change the black linens? Those details matter. When you go into Mastro's, they ask you, do you need black linens? Or would you want to keep
got
white
red
linen?
lipstick? You want this white linen? No, I need the black one. They know.
So talk about that from a sister standpoint. I mean, help some of the sisters out in their attire going out to some of these places during the holiday season, especially in these cold weather states where it gets a little cold. I can't.
Well, my mama always taught me that if you're not dressed in the season, you're not cute. So if I have on summer clothes in the winter, then I don't care if it's Gucci, whatever it is. You got on Ferragamos, Manolos, whatever it may be. If there's summer shoes in December, and I don't care where you're located, winter is winter and the seasons change, you're not cute. So we start there. Start there. So the strappy prom dresses on a Friday night. First of all, strappy prom dress on a Friday night, it's just not giving nowhere you go. Like, how do that satin, y'all know that satin? Come on, y'all know. Took a girl out on a date that came out with that satin dress on.
He been married since 1902, so he has no point of reference.
Oh, you're right.
I'm with you.
You're right. He been married 52 years. You're right.
Yeah, him and Brenda left.
But
on
you
the
know
stage
what I'm talking about, Sean.
So yeah, I'm with you. They had a stagecoach take them, on a honeymoon. Yeah, I feel you. I'm with you though. I've seen that.
He like dating. I was 12 when I started dating.
Exactly. Yeah.
You really want me to talk about your dating life, Sean, on this podcast now?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I want you to talk about it.
I'm just saying. Morgan Freeman did his wedding when he was on electric. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, Sean, you need to stop visiting the daycare. You need to stop visiting the daycare centers, okay? I'm just telling you right now.
Daddy said sadness things that get wrinkled. Yes, I mean, it's a certain flow. Like you said, every time I go, I'm not dressed up, but I look decent. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But then it depends on the occasion and the crowd. I believe in dressing by the occasion too. I mean, if you're just going out to grab your Friday meal with your family, the jeans and the forces is cool. You went out for birthday occasions, celebrating something celebratory. Then you want to switch it up a little bit, but definitely stay in season, ladies. You know what I mean?
And fellas, you also. I mean, it's cool to dress up, when you want to. For me, I don't like putting on a suit anyway. I hate them, But a nice pair of
you got some nice suits though.
I do.
You got some nice suits.
I do.
That's the thing. When you know how to put on one, when you need to put on one, you know how to put on one.
And and it goes back to what you said about dressing for the occasion. I've seen Dante in probably 50 different types of settings. When Dante's in business mode, his whole mindset is different from an attire standpoint and from, Dante, this is the best way you can say it. Dante can go from a room with the governor to a dude who plays in the NBA to a dude who's on the streets. And I've seen Dante when he's in a board meeting with everybody at Bank of America, or when he's in a board meeting with 3 guys in the General Assembly. Dante has on a tight suit that's tailor-made with the cufflinks, with the sharp tie. When he wears a tie, because Dante hates wearing ties. But when he's in business mode, he's in business-minded mode. But that tells
Dante is my WBF, my wealthy black friend.
So,
mine too. But he understands.
I'll take that.
How to read
I'll
the
take
room
that.
too. He knows where to go and how to read the room. And
It's-
some of the people, sometimes it's you need to learn to read the room before you get there. And that's what you're talking about, the occasion. You learn how to read the room before you get there.
But that too goes back to your upbringing and all of that, because if your parents if that's all they did, if the hype was 2 for $20 at Applebee's, then
that's what they did. And we're not down on nobody.
And I'm not knocking it, but if that was what your hype was,
you know what? Yeah. Matter of fact, let's even change Applebee's. Listen, let's just start. I haven't been in this restaurant in a while, and normally when we're on the road, we go here
Winter
also.
white.
Winter white is good after Labor Day, I guess. I don't know. I
Winter white.
I don't wear white anyway. You're walking around with all white on, like you're going to a puffy party. So we go to the Cheesecake Factory a lot while we're on the road.
Yeah.
Because as much as I hate the menu at the Cheesecake Factory, because it's
horrible.
It's way too much stuff on it. But I mean, it's consistent food. But even going to the Cheesecake Factory, we see people dressing up at the Cheesecake Factory, like, but for some people, it is a fancy night out. For some, you know what? And let me say this. Here's a disclaimer real quick. And not even a disclaimer. It's the truth. I thank God for the provision.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thank God for the experiences, but doggone it. Cut it out. Some of y'all just be wearing the worst stuff.
They killing the experience.
Y'all killing the experience.
Let's talk about something you kind of brought up before we started the podcast. A lot of times where people go wrong is not understanding that a work Christmas party is still work. Don't get fired for something you did at a work Christmas party because you took your work hat off.
Oh my God. Listen, it is the holiday season.
How many times we've seen that, family?
Oh my God.
How many times we've seen that, family?
Listen, we hear about the stories of holiday parties, especially in the mortgage industry, where the old dolls in the mortgage industry will tell you they're full of alcoholics and adulterers. That's what the old dolls would tell you. Like they tell you when you first came in the industry, my mentor was like, don't get caught up in no nonsense, because it is full of alcoholics and adulterers. You don't drink, good. You don't do this, good. Stay away from all that nonsense, because a lot of stuff happens at the holiday, the office holiday party, that will cause problem the day after. Govern yourself accordingly at these Christmas holidays.
And they ain't as drunk as they like my grandma used to say, they ain't as drunk as they make 10.
Correct.
Exactly. And here's the thing you understand too. You as a person of color can't get away with stuff other folk can.
No, you cannot.
So
no,
don't think just because you see this person, because that's one of the things. Dante and I, we understand. We've talked about this before. I've been in finance since '96, and the first time I went to an office function, there was alcohol all over the place, and I was like, "This is work." But it was the quarterly party to say, "Hey, you guys did a great job. You met your metrics. You met your numbers. Your production was great. You brought in this amount of millions of dollars in revenue this quarter. Great." And there's alcohol everywhere. Now, I don't drink anyway, but I remember Hugh McCall, who was the CEO of Nations Bank at the time when I first started in finance, who's still here in Charlotte doing many things. Hugh McCall said, never let somebody take a picture of you with a drink in your hand, no matter what kind of drink it is. He said, and always talk to everybody in the room before you make your exit.
Correct.
He said, govern yourself like you at work, and this is just a work luncheon.
Yep.
He told me, and I still live by that.
That's
that was 25 years
right there.
That's some of the best advice that I've ever heard.
Good advice.
He was around. I used to, when I worked at Bank of America, he used to.
You've been in a room with him several times.
He used to walk through the buildings in the mornings. Like nobody would know. If you didn't know who he was, he would just seem like this nondescript person walking on the floor. But you would see him just coming through, just checking things out. Like it was just a normal thing to do.
Stops at every table too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He stops at every table, greets everybody. And if you tell him something, he remembers it. But that's the thing. You introduce yourself to everybody and you say hello to everybody at a Christmas party. Right. And then you always dip before it gets too late.
Yeah, you always leave
before trouble starts.
You always leave before, because we know that alcohol and certain people don't mix. Yep. If you want to see, listen, that movie Office Christmas Party, it was on point.
It's real.
It was so real. It was, because I've seen it happen before where the Christmas parties are out of control. I'm like, yo, I need
and
to
then
get
the more they drink, the more the lip is gonna get a little thick, and then
right.
you
And
putting
then
yourself in a compromised situation where you like, you pushing it.
Yeah,
you don't want to go there. No,
you don't want to go there with the office Christmas parties. And then, well, who do you take to your office Christmas party? I take my wife because I'm married, but you two are single. Who are you taking to the Christmas party, Ashia? You notice I blanked out the name, so who are you taking to the Christmas party, Ashia? Are you taking your sneaky link?
Wow.
You don't have no fade to black. You don't have no, you froze. Hysterical.
I just started sweating.
That was on point.
That was dope. That was funny. That was
on
point.
Well, the good thing is I've been working from home before working from home was a thing.
All right. So have I.
I've been working from home before, way years before almost 10 years before the pandemic. So holiday Christmas parties are almost not a thing.
Drug dealing been good to you. Okay.
you ain't
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
All right.
But yeah, you got to be careful because the work husband and the work wife is real. The work wife is real. The work husband is real. So you got to be careful. No, that ain't allegedly. That's real. That's facts. That is facts.
Allegedly.
As a single person, I've learned if you're really serious with somebody, you take them to the Christmas party. If you're not serious with them, you take a friend. You just take a good friend if you take anybody. And that way you got somebody as a buffer if you need them to escape all the foolishness. And if there's somebody you want to have a conversation with who is a friend of a friend, you keep it moving with.
You can do
that. So you know how to balance both of them. So but I've learned also I show up on time or early so I can leave early.
So you can leave.
Yep,
that's it.
Right.
You don't come in late because you make an interest and people see you. You come in early before anybody's drinking, and or anybody's really drinking, and you have those conversations you need to have. Tom, you did a really good job on your numbers this week. Sean, I really like the way you did this. That way you can make all your networking and find out who the big bosses are, who you don't normally see, the person who can put your name in a room that you're not in, the person who can put you in a position that you're not in. So you go in early and you talk to those people.
Right.
Before they turn red.
You ask about their kids. So when you see them again in the break room or in the cafeteria, or when you're going away for a retreat, or when you go to another division and you run into them, hey Tom, it's good to see you. How is your wife and how is your daughter? I remember you said she was playing softball. That's the stuff that gets you promoted. It's the stuff that helps you. Your production can be great, but there's somebody else's production is great. But you remember who that person was. That's that networking that you do at the Christmas party. And then you don't drink anything. I've learned the fine art of you don't drink anything. You find some water, some sweet tea. Ain't nothing better than a water bottle and let everybody see you in a water bottle. Because if you got anything in a glass, they automatically assume you're drinking alcohol. But you get a water bottle, you're good.
Right.
There's no assumptions about you.
It's just my rule of thumb: stay for an hour and a half, and dip. Well,
Danny, I agree with that.
She don't stay anywhere for longer than an hour and a half anyway.
I agree with Danny.
That's just.
You need to have Danny on his car coach. She putting some good nuggets in there. What? Bring Danny on up in here with us.
She didn't return my call today, but Danielle, send me your email address and I will send you the link right now so you can come on in and join the crowd. I want to bring you on.
Danny throwing them nuggets out there. Danny need to be up in here with the fans.
Yeah, she's
networking and brand is important.
It is, and a lot
of
it
is way far more
away from work, or not, away from the actual table of where you're doing it, where people looking at you, because they've noticed your numbers. Now they want to know who you are.
Right.
They want the faces. They want to put the face with the email.
Dante, you remember a couple years ago, there was somebody we used to work with, and he was in a higher position, and the CEO said, "Yeah, he's in this position, but I can't send him to go talk to a city official. I can't send him to go talk to a governor. I can't send him to go talk to the head of another nonprofit." That's what they're looking for you from when you go to a Christmas party. That's what they're looking at when you go to that function after work. They're going to see where they can send you to represent the company.
Can I put you on this work trip? And
you're not embarrass me.
Who got sweet tea at Christmas party? Yeah. But we see that a lot. We see that now. Shit, there's some CEOs you really can't have talk to anyone.
Right?
anyone.
But that CEO is smart enough to send you places that he can't go. or she can't go.
Right.
What's the Steve Jobs model? You hire people that are smarter than you and let them do their job.
That's his motto.
And sometimes you have representatives you send out to do things.
Right.
Sometimes my skill set's going to work. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes Sister Simpson's skill set's going to work. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes Mr. Jackson's skill set's going to work. Sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it doesn't.
But a good boss finds a way who to have, or a good supervisor knows which person I can send in this environment for their skill set to make sure we maximize their potential.
So now at these Christmas parties, because it's the holiday time, what are you drinking? Are you drinking the eggnog and you pray that it's not spiked with anything crazy? Are you putting bourbon in your eggnog? Because brown liquor bourbon, the Southern Comfort eggnog. Wow. That's a lot. That's a damn lot of calories for a cup of that, by the way. Here I am looking at that.
Here you go with the calories.
I know.
Yeah, that is a lot of calories.
Yeah, see, you just saw that also. That's for a half a cup.
Keep on pushing with the podcast.
I mean,
you're not about to you just about to kill the vibe.
He's just throwing darts out there.
Yo, I might have to go and ride my bike for 45 damn minutes to kill what I just drank.
But you do 30 miles a day, so
yeah, you do 56 miles a day.
No, I don't. I wish. So what are you drinking? No, I don't drink alcohol. I don't partake. That's just me. Not
you
for any
at
reason.
The work parties, or
or period. Let's say you're doing a kickback.
I say no alcohol at the work parties, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, Adrian, you can make stop. Hold on, Sean. Hold on a second. No, you can make that eggnog pound cake because it's going to get cooked off. So cut
No. You said that's calories. That's calories.
I'll ride my bike for some cake. Andy man,
cutting calories.
All right, ride the bike for some cake, Andy man.
Let's be consistent here.
Well, I am going to be consistent since she was just here last weekend and she had all these pound cakes here. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to call you to tell you to come over and get some. My bad.
Yeah, you was out there cooking lamb and.
My bad. My fault.
Putting whole kids on the grill.
So at the Christmas parties, no alcohol, but at your own kickback, private Christmas parties, what's your drink of choice at the private Christmas party that you have with your friends? If you were throwing a party, what would be your holiday drink of choice?
I like to party. I like to.
We know you like to party. We know you like to party.
We like to party. I like to host gatherings, and I believe in catering to everybody.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I believe in catering to everybody. I believe in catering all the way up to my bougie uncle who is the CEO, all the way down to my uncle who just say, "Where is the Parmesan? I don't want none of that." 46. I don't want none of that. Ace of Spade. Where is the Mad Dog 2020? Or where's the Parmesan? So I believe that you, especially during the holidays, you want everybody to be happy. You want everybody to be comfortable in their surroundings.
So while we get started on tonight, we have my cousin. She's more like my sister. But we talk almost daily. And I did call you today, by the way.
I didn't get any calls today.
I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
Check your. Ain't no telling what. Because now we can't. Again, this is just like when I have Hassel. By the way, shout out to James Hassel, my co-host. He's off tonight. He's celebrating his anniversary. Plus, he didn't want to be on.
Brother Hassel, much respect.
Look, he didn't want. He was like, I'm not coming on no show where you talk about Bourbons and Blouses because he got a membership he got to worry about. So anyway, my cousin Danielle. Oh, why did your last name? Because I almost called your last name Kirby out loud. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am.
It's still my name.
Yeah, right. It's still her name. So she is an HR professional with the company to remain nameless.
Oh, we love to have her in. She
is the HR, the HNIC of HR at this company.
So she's Aura. Okay,
yes,
she's
Aura.
She's also
What he say on Lean on Me? I'm the HNIC. Don't you ever forget.
You're the HR.
Now let's go.
I didn't send you my resume. I'm just asking for a friend.
So let's talk about the first thing that we talked about. This person. This better.com situation. What's your take on that from an HR perspective? I mean, do you think there was an easier way to handle that, especially in this remote environment? Because a lot of people are working remotely now. So, and when you're doing a mass layoff like that, from your professional opinion, do you think there's a different way that could have been done?
The messaging could have been better.
Okay.
Starting off the conversation with, if you're on this call, you're unlucky because you're losing your job. That was the wrong way to present it. It could have been smoothed over a little better just by explaining the why behind the business decision.
Right.
Because at that point, when he started the conversation off or the announcement with that, he already lost everyone. So no one heard the fact that there was 4 weeks of severance, 2 months of paid benefits, 1 month of severance, which gave you 3 months of paid benefits. That all went out the window. You got people in the background crying and saying that all we've done to you. Business is business, unfortunately. It's par for the course. Fourth quarter holiday is very tacky. Good night. I've done reductions in workforce all the time, and we've made it our business not to lay people off during the holidays.
Okay, see, and that goes back to your question, Dante. Excellent.
Do you do it first, fourth quarter, or first quarter?
Either do it right at the beginning of fourth quarter, or it happens right after first quarter.
Yeah.
Reason why we don't terminate people.
Right during the holidays.
Right around the holidays. In my previous role, I gave the directive between Thanksgiving and New Year's, unless it is something egregious where it affects the clients, where it affects, falsification, anything egregious, I will sign off on the termination. Otherwise, don't you put a corrective action on my desk. Because we don't want to be held accountable for what happens when a person goes home, when they're laid off, when they're
right.
Or come
and
back
actually,
and go
that's wise.
But that's one of the reasons why a lot of companies don't lay people off on Fridays either. They don't fire people on Fridays because of that weekend situation. You don't want them, being home on a weekend with that hanging over their head.
Absolutely. I mean, there's never a good time for it, but it's all about bottom line. Everyone's trying to balance that balance sheet. He could have done.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. All right, so now to the office parties now take up
and
your
she
HR
network and branding in there, so I wanted her to see if she'll expand on that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your brand is very important. We talk about brand all the time. It's who you are, it's how you're representing yourself. People know you. We say it all the time. The first impression is the lasting impression. It is all about your brand. When people start tarnishing their brand, it's hard to bounce back from it. So when you are going to events, when you are looking to advance your career, the saying is true. You get to where you are because of who you know and not what you know.
Right.
If I have someone who's an asshole but can perform and do the job, I am having conversations with leaders about why they're hiring the person who's the least skilled, because they were able to present themselves as hardworking. They get along with people. They're not demeaning folks. They're not being jerks. They're putting themselves in front of other people, networking and having those conversations to build their skills and upskill, etc. If you don't know how to move in a room with other people and have those conversations, and you're a jerk, you're not going to get anywhere. So when you're at these holiday parties, the leaders are sitting around looking and watching everyone to see who's going to cut up in that.
Everything.
And I think a lot of times people think when you start saying brand that they think you got to have a business to be a brand. No, your brand is America. And then when you're ready to step away from corporate America and you're ready to open your business, when I stepped away, a lot of my clients came from inside the workforce. A lot of my clients knew my skills and abilities. So my brand was built at my desk.
Right.
It started there. My character spoke for itself. So when I went out and opened my business, then I was a person of trust, a person of respect, of integrity. And then I didn't have to worry about building a brand because I just opened a business. It starts from that first day.
Speak to that for 1 second too.
But it also said a little about how you treat people in the service industry, when you're at the fine dining restaurant or even at Chili's. If you're being a butthole to the greeter, to the janitor, etc., people are looking at that. They don't want you a part of the team if your attitude does not gel with the dynamics of that team. So that's part of your brand. People watch you from the first minute you pick up the phone, you walk through the door, you're having a conversation. They're looking to see who you are and learn more about you.
You know, it's funny too, you know, she brought up that all of, you know, so many of her clients in the beginning came from her workforce. You always see those memes out where people say, you know, it's funny how, you know, when you start a business, everybody supports you but your family. Everybody supports you but your friends. Well, first of all, if you had a business and only your friends and family supported you, you're gonna go out of business.
You're going to business quick. You're going out of business quick.
But the second thing and more important about that is, often your family know you and they know not to do business with you. Often your friends
and they know
you,
your attitude. They know your integrity.
They know
how you operate. They know you laying at home in bed and
people always say it's so sad that your family don't support you. You don't return calls. I've been trying to do business with you. You haven't returned my call. You haven't returned my email. You said you're going to have this for me on Friday. It is 3 Fridays past that. I still don't have it. You've started the job and haven't finished it. So the reason your family, your friends sometimes don't support you because you're trifling.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's your
consistency.
Correct. So now, my cousin is a partier. She likes going to events. She likes doing stuff.
I'm a little social butterfly when I would like to be.
Is that what you call it? A social butterfly? Okay. All right. I think you and Ashia would get along great, to be honest with you.
We've met before. You forgot that.
When did you all meet?
Mind your business.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. I did forget that.
I mean, you about to expose us on the podcast.
He was about to put it all out there.
I'm sorry, yo.
All out there. You know that one time they was hanging out the window drunk. I mean, he was just about to blast.
She had just got out of jail, like she was.
Picked her up from the pen.
I forgot. I forgot you used to thought down in those places. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. You know,
she is not cinnamon or mocha anymore. She stopped doing those things.
That was too easy.
That was too easy.
Missing him today. Those easy ones today.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. This is like the third time he's giving you an alley-oop and you haven't taken it.
You know what?
I haven't taken it.
And I'm trying to be nice because her brother's in here, you know, and I don't need him calling me talking about, man, why you do my sister? Why you do my sister like that?
But if it
was, you know, I still ain't recovered from the last podcast. I still ain't recovered from the last podcast.
Wait, no. Did it like, why you do my sister like that? Well, you know, since you did it, cash out me $8,000. I'm like, no, get out of here.
Did you say Sean was an underwriter? Tell Sean to underwrite my whole church.
No. So the holiday Christmas parties that I know you don't partake in, but an hour, you know, you go in. Now, to be honest with you, if I had to go to a holiday Christmas party, it would be a 1 hour and I'm in and I'm out. I don't want to be bothered. Like I know, you know, let me put this up here right now. Allegedly, the company that I work for had a holiday party last week, and I didn't go. They had a live holiday party last week, and I didn't go. But I wasn't going to go anyway. And then we're doing a virtual one. I'm doing a virtual one with my employees. You know, we're doing it online, so we're having lunch catered. You know, we're giving them like, you know, $50 or $75 lunch card for their favorite restaurant or DoorDash or something. And then, you know, we're going to spend an hour or two just talking it up, just chopping it up at the end of the year, you know. But, you know, that's what we're doing for our holiday parties. And they said, do we BYOB? I was like, yeah, you bring your own beverage. How am I supposed to know what you have in your red cup anyway, all day long at your desk?
We're at the house.
We're at the house. But pre-pandemic, what were you drinking at your office parties?
Okay, so my employer, who will remain nameless, is good for parties. So,
yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. Oh my God, they throw some parties. Okay, go ahead.
Parties, but you know, we met revenue party. You know, right. We had some top salespeople party. So there's always a party.
Movie premiere party.
Yeah. I only stay for an hour and a half because of who I am and what I do.
Right. You have to.
But you got to move taking notes the whole time mentally, aren't you? You may not have a pen and paper, but you're watching what you see.
I try not to observe too much because I want people to be comfortable
and have a good time
and allow it to be a safe space for them. So that's why I stick and move. I, for myself, have to protect my brand, and I have to ensure that when see, it's a double-edged sword for me. My employees love me because I'm very relatable. I'm easy to talk to. They know I'm fair and consistent. So if they see me at the company event and we're mixing and mingling, they do feel a lot more comfortable because they feel as if I'm not going to judge. But on the other side of it, I have to take a step back and remember where I am and that I'm not their friend, I'm not their peer, etc. So I have to be very careful. I talk to the other leaders. I may snack on a little something. If I have a drink, it's a glass of wine, and I did. But more often than not, it's probably water. And because of the events, there's not a lot of bottled water, because they're serving a lot of alcohol.
Sure.
But it's water or in a glass of wine, couple of hors d'oeuvres. I have good conversation, and then I piece it out.
Right.
It's funny how you just said something too that Dante and I have lived by the 3 years we were on the road together. You said you typically stay with this group over here, though. We would always go out to eat. We would always make sure we had a good meal as soon as we hit a new town because we were on the road 3 weeks a month. We never went out to eat with the rank and file. Never. It was me, Dante, and whatever other people who were at the same management level we were with, because you keep that professional decorum and you keep it separate. Hey, we good, but we're not eating with you. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you're doing, but we're not eating with you. We're not going out with you after work. We're not going to the club with you. Hey, we don't care what you go do out. Be back at work at 7:30 in the morning like you're supposed to. But we kept it where everybody at our level and above, that's who we had dinner with. And, because so many times people get in trouble. And when I used to travel to my offices, I would take either the entire staff out to eat or I went out by myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting caught out with anything.
Right.
That's the best.
That's good right there.
That's the best. That is the best policy.
That's a good nugget.
Listen, but even though we were on the road for so long, there are certain cities that I hated going to. Like, I hated going to Vegas. We would get done in Vegas at 10 o'clock. We're dead bone tired. You've been in there working for, 12, 16 hours. We run to get something to eat. We're coming back in. Sean and I, we'll be coming back in at 11 o'clock. Coming in, like dead bone tired. And these fools coming out the elevator going to party. And they're like, oh, y'all not going out? I said,
Nope.
No, we're not going out. And y'all better make sure y'all back on point at 7:45 in the morning. Don't be late. They were never late. For the most part, they come in with sunglasses on, but they were never late. They come in not functioning the first half a day, but they were never late.
But that's not good either.
It's not good.
To just to clarify, with our events, there's always going to be a mixed bag of employee levels going.
Oh yeah.
Unless I am at an all HR meeting and it's all HR, which they would still roll out the red carpet and they have all the drinks and all of that. Even with HR professionals, I still don't drink like that. When I was traveling and I had a team of 13 under me, I paid for every meal. We went to lunch. When we would have meetings with my leaders, I was with like-minded individuals. They would drink. I still would not drink. When I was working in Maryland, I had a peer who got pissy drunk and was leaning and fawning all over the vice president of our division.
We sorry, we missed.
He didn't have a job by the time he got home.
Yeah, we missed.
I had a job.
Yeah.
And and they just kind of laughed it off and joked about it 2 or 3 days and a month later. And she told me to promise to never allow her to drink. And I kept telling her, I kept telling you no. But what they did we were 2 Black women and it were 3 white men. And it was on the company. I'm the VP. Drink what you want, eat what you want. They were ordering the lobster, the steak, all of that stuff when we were in Maryland. And she got loose.
Oh, yeah, it happens. It happens. Listen,
you got to handle that.
Sean will tell you this right
That's
now.
That's what I was about to tell you about Vegas when you sent that dude home. Yeah.
We were in Honolulu working. First of all, who's taking a group of 40 people to Honolulu to work? We going to Honolulu to work for a week.
Well, I want to be on that.
And it was the worst. It was probably the worst city we ever went to because first of all, we had to be at work at 5 a.m. because all the support staff was back east.
Back over.
So you talking about a 6-hour time difference. So 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, we were walking down to the convention center. But anyway, he came in and I'm like, who the hell is drinking on the floor? Like, who has something to drink on the floor? Did they not clean this place up? It was coming through his pores.
Wow.
It was coming through his pores. And I pulled him to the side. I was like, hey, man, you got to go. Go back to the hotel, sleep it off, shower up, get some Listerine, gargle 5-6 times until that smell is out of it. It was bad. It was coming through his pores. That's how bad it was.
What was great about the situation, though, is, and this is credit I give to Dante, because that's the tightrope. And he pulled the guy to the side and handled it well so that nobody else knew. Because, you know, sometimes people get in that power trip and they feel they have to embarrass everybody and make somebody an example in front of everybody else. And he knew, I knew, and then the manager for the West Coast knew, the regional for the West Coast, she knew. But we were the only three who knew. And the way he handled it, because, you know, we were all together when we smelled it. Dante was like, what is that? And then, you know, we figured out what it was. And he said, well, let me go take care of this. And he handled it so well that no other employee knew what was going on. And he left the man with his dignity. And one of the things you have to understand when you're in management or you're running your own company or whatever the case may be, there's a way to reprimand people and leave them with their dignity, because that's how stuff blows up. Mm-hmm. That's what the problem is with the better.com dude. He didn't leave anybody with their dignity. His only lucky thing is they were all at home, because if they had been in a big conference room,
that would have went bad. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have did it like that, though.
But that's what you need to understand, how to do that.
Public setting. He would not have done it like that in a public setting.
Right.
I don't know, because reading some articles about him, he is brash like that, period. I mean, this is the same guy who called his employees dumb dolphins just a month ago.
Dumb dolphins by either email or in a voice comment.
Yeah. I mean, but you know,
you can be a totally different beast virtual.
We know some. I know some CEOs. I know some CEOs that would do that face to face. Now, you know, they do it to certain people face to face. Certain. They won't do it to me, because, you know,
but he wouldn't do that in a room full of 900 people face to face.
Yeah. So,
but you know, even you as an HR professional, you know, every time that you've had to have those uncomfortable conversations, you've left people with their dignity. No matter what kind of, you know, situation you're doing, whether you're suspending somebody, whether you're doing a corrective action, or whether you're letting them go, there's a way to do it and leave somebody with their dignity, and they don't feel disrespected, because people can go real left on you real quick.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't even matter about the dignity piece, you know, because some people are just jerks. I've had to have security out, and, you know, men try to beat me up because I had to, you know, told them I was terminating them or whatever. But
that wouldn't have gone down well.
Yeah, it would not.
She would have taken them damn earrings and heels off. Like, give me 1 second. She would have did a Mr. Rogers. Let me grab my sneaker real quick. You gonna come here?
Funny is, men were more scared to have that conversation. So that's why I ended up in the room with a lot of other men, because the men managers are scared to have that tough conversation. So now I'm being cornered by a man.
Mainly because as men, we understand what another man is going to go through, because we can only imagine what we would go through if it was us on the other side, losing our job, losing our provision, right? I don't like letting people go. I've never been that manager who gets joy in letting people go. That's just not my thing.
Now, Sean, side of the street, though. You know where I am.
Now, Sean is the king of firing people. Sean will fire somebody at a heartbeat. He is
Sean.
Sean is the king.
Let's correct the narrative on that. You know, people fire themselves.
Sean's the king. Sean's the king. Sean is the king. Sean is the king of firing people.
But is she? I know you said, "Oh no, Sean," but here's the thing:
but people fire themselves, and when I coach my leaders, I do coach them to have dignity, because one of the things that I always say to them is, imagine if it were you sitting on the other side of the table. Yes. Number one, You want
see,
to treat the patient.
Danielle, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I detest laying somebody off. I hate it to my core because you've done nothing wrong. Usually it's numbers, production, market, whatever the case may be. I hate laying people off. That gets me to my soul because you've done nothing wrong and nothing. But and you're losing your job through no fault of your actions. But to fire somebody,
right? That's what you say. That's how you frame it up. But finish.
Exactly.
But to fire,
but to fire somebody, I agree with you completely. You earn that because for me to fire you, you work to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I'll put the ski mask on in a heartbeat and I'll cut your head off with a smile and walk you out the door. Dante be like, who you fired this week? I'd be like, oh, this person is fired. He'd be like, really? I'd be like, and they know when I'm going to fire somebody because I would say, hey, I'm on the way to Augusta or I'm on the way to, Mississippi. And they'd be like, yeah, somebody about to be gone. Yeah. I don't mind firing somebody. Yeah, you earn that.
I don't mind it either. But the bottom line is, people fire themselves. Companies procedures for a reason. If you choose not to follow the policy, if you choose not to correct the behavior, that's the reason for corrective action.
And by the time you fire them, they know they're on their way out the door.
They know.
They know they're on there. When they get called in that office, they like, it's a wrap. I know what's happening.
So back to my original question: what do you drink? What are you drinking in a social setting?
Now, are we talking professional social?
No, just regular, just social setting. You're with your friends, you're out holiday party, a holiday kickback. Let's say you're at a holiday kickback with RD.
I drink it all. I might go from brand.
Wait. So both Sean and Ashia say, damn, she smiled hard on that one.
I'm mad at him right now with how he's looking with those braids. So we just gonna leave it alone and move on. And then flashed it. So, but I drink everything. So I may start with, some shots, some vodka, some mixed drinks. I love me a strong but sweet mixed drink. I'll have some whiskey. Right now my favorite is Duke and Dame. It's a it's a
right. Look at that. She writing that down right now.
It's a whiskey made by a Black-owned company.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Duke and Dame.
Wait a second. I think he was on the. I think he was in the show Harlem. I think he was walking down the street, brother. Let me not. Say
I'm not sure, but I found them this past May. They did a whiskey tasting where we were in really, really good. So I have my Duke and Dame. I drink my wine, but I am an HBC graduate.
Yeah.
So you can put it down. You know how to drink.
Well, what school is that, sis? What school?
Your school.
University, Durham, North Carolina, founded in 1910 by James E. Shepard.
You see the shirt that Joker got on. It's a little faded out because he graduated years ago, but
graduated in 1907. Throw that shirt away and go buy you a new shirt.
Really what we do.
You need to do Central shirt.
You got to pull that shirt out from when you was a sophomore.
Sean.
So Dante gave you 3 shots.
I'm sorry. It was. I can't keep letting them pass.
Sean was actually at Central when the Alphas were founded.
Stop it.
I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you. Yeah, I used to open up Dr. Shepard's cardboard. Yeah, I did.
Hysterical. Now, Sean, Sean. Now, I've never seen Sean drink, so I'm not sure. Do you drink, Sean? Much as we've been out, you drink wine every once in a while, but yeah, not that. I know you.
You've seen me with the mojito once a year. You know. So yeah, I'm not a drinker. But anytime I'm in a social setting.
Why?
But I'm like
once a year. No. You're not about to speed past that.
I tried to. Can you let it go?
You choose. No.
Danielle
asked you why. She was look at her face. You
got an iced tea.
All of that, y'all just lost it. You just lost her. She's like, nah.
Because I don't like the taste of alcohol. I don't like the taste of alcohol. So.
It's so many different things besides a mojito.
Mojito.
Right. Long Island iced tea. That's me. That's the
taste of alcohol right there.
But for me,
Long Island iced tea is the taste of alcohol.
Now, Long Island, I do like that. But for you, but really, I'm like you, Ashia. If people come to my house, there's whatever, because I want people to be comfortable. I don't have a problem. And my thing is, you can leave your keys here. I got a guest room. I got a man cave. You can stay here, because I'm not letting you go out and be a fool.
Right.
The smartest thing I ever saw was Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he was in NASCAR, he built a bungalow on the other end of his property, and it had a full bar, had a stripper pole, but it also had a bunkhouse with 10 beds in it. And whenever you came to his party, you dropped your keys at the door, and you knew that you were not leaving till the next morning.
That's
You
smart.
You got to respect that.
That's good.
Because he didn't want to be liable. He had too much to lose.
They want to be
He
liable.
was like, if you come to my house,
I agree with
I'm
that.
gonna have all the entertainment you want here. He had 10 or 12 TVs set up. He had everything set. But he was like, when you get here, you know that you're dropping your keys.
Right.
God bless him.
similar
Because
kind
when
of-
my social battery died down, all y'all got to get out. Everybody got to go.
No,
Wow.
You know what?
When that social battery go low,
everybody
everybody got to go.
Everybody got to go. So, who are you taking to your holiday get down? Who are you hanging out with for the holidays? Because now one of the episodes in Harlem, right. Joyce said that's called kidnapping, Sean. We already know what Sean's get down is. So now one of the episodes in Harlem, it's cuffing season. It's cuffing season. So they were running around, and for this, just spoiler alert. So I'm telling you right now, but they were running around trying to find a big dude.
Because it's big boy season.
It's big boy season. Cuffing
Big boy
season.
warm.
Yeah, they trying to keep warm, but big boy season. So who are you taking, Sean? I'm not Sean. Who are you taking this year to or hanging out with during the holiday season? I'm gonna put you on blast right here. Let me hold on before you do this. Before you answer.
Allegedly. Thank you. Make it flash. Can you make it jump?
I can do one better than that for you. I'll just let it scroll.
Just let it scroll. Just let it keep going. Yeah, I'm not taking nobody to the holiday
Plead
season.
the fifth. Yes,
I
it's
don't know who
plead
on
the
this.
fifth.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know who on this here
Right.
live. I'm not taking nobody to the holidays. I love everybody.
That's
But I
right.
gotta go.
And we don't know who's supposed to be
Sean,
on
I
the
gotta go
Monday,
church
Tuesday,
with them.
Thursday.
Yeah, I love everybody. I
Exactly.
love everybody.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
ain't
with you.
taking nobody. But cuffing season.
You
is
taking the
real.
Lord. You taking the Lord.
Taking-
Take
I'm
it.
happy with Jesus and Jesus alone.
Exactly.
1-800
season is real.
1-800 sneaky link. 1-800 sneaky link.
I can't live it down. I can't live that podcast down.
Hold on.
No, but for
But
real,
cuffing
that,
season,
they
though,
were
'cause you
cuffing
was-
big boys, but
Don't try to freeze out now, Negro.
I mean, I ain't freezing. I'm freezing out.
Yeah, don't try to freeze up now.
Yes,
all
you
right.
put all your power into that monitor
No,
that you ain't actually got no Wi-Fi. See them 200 megabytes are talking to you now. I see how we do. You got an ant on a treadmill on your Wi-Fi.
No. I said me and they was cuffing big boys in the Harlem
Yes, they were.
episode. Yeah, they was looking for the big boy. We can't do nothing but go get a 2-piece and a biscuit from Popeyes. That's it.
Wow. We don't.
I mean, y'all had y'all preference.
We don't
and I
broke up.
mean, we done broke up. Sorry.
We was doing so well.
I mean,
We don't broke up again.
Ain't nothing we can do.
We break up every time though, so it's we kind of used to.
I mean, we on a track.
Cuzzo, who you taking? I know it ain't no preacher.
Yeah, we definitely ain't taking them. Lord.
Because they already laying hands on everybody but who they're supposed
And everybody
to be laying.
budget. Woo!
Both
You
of you
spoke to my
just
spirit, Danielle. You spoke to my
it's
spirit.
the
No, that's not
two-edged
allegedly. Take that
sword.
down.
I mean, they said the word is a two-edged sword, and y'all both pulled it
Take
out.
that
You
down.
both pulled it
Take
all
that
the
down.
way
That ain't allegedly. That's facts.
Wow.
That's facts. They better take their work wife, the secretary, to the work party. You know, the preacher's work wife be the secretary.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know,
Yes.
the track record proves itself. You know, after the wife died, they married the secretary. You know
They
that.
married. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Why are you doing this tonight? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
PBS is showing a Charlie Brown's Christmas this year, Dante.
Why are
PBS
you
is
doing
showing
this tonight?
a Charlie
What
Brown's
in
Christmas
the
this year.
I won't go
world?
there. Let Danielle
What
answer who
in
she
the
taking to the
world is
party.
going on? Yo, Kitty, you heard what she just said, yo?
You see, I changed it completely. Charlie Brown
Right,
Christmas is on PBS this year. That's what I'm.
So Danny, who's the flavor of the week, Danny?
Wow.
I don't have any flavors. It will be me, myself, and I. I'm the only flavor that's needed. And just FYI, sneaky links don't go outside. They
You don't
stay
go
in the
outside
house.
with the sneaky link. They stay in the house. It's the sneaky
But
link.
not to a holiday, nothing.
You know, hold on,
They don't
Dante.
even know the
I'm
holiday.
an old married man. So first of all, I just found out what a sneaky link was about.
Hold on.
When were
Don't
you
you
guys
put that on
on?
me. Don't you put that on
Were
me.
you guys on the episode?
Don't
They
you
were on
put
the
that
episode
on
about a
me.
month ago, and she was like, "Yeah, the sneaky link." I was like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?"
But you know, Dante, you need to have an episode on side chicks and side dudes, and why a side dude always plays this position and stay there, and a side chick don't know how to stay in the lane, and they want to
messing
all
with the right side chicks. You ain't messing with the right side chicks. You getting them girls. You getting them girls with satin dresses on.
That's what I heard.
That's satin dresses that got you confused.
Absolutely.
See, why we got back to the set? I like the strapless. Okay, I like that. Why we got to go back there?
That's why they don't know their role.
That's why they don't know their role.
That's why they don't know their role. Because
first of all,
we're going to wrap up this episode. No,
this gets me in trouble every time.
Listen.
It's me hanging with you. That's the problem.
What? I'm gonna let you, Ashia, and Danielle come back, and you guys can have that conversation. I'm not going to be involved.
I was joking. I'm not going to be no part of that. I was joking. I was kidding.
Sean, who are you taking? Because
you could speak about the side chicks that did know their place at one point in time. Every man had one in their yesteryear that knew
her
place. Long time ago. I was
married for 45 years. You don't count.
I don't count.
Can't say that.
I can't say nothing.
Oh no, he ceased.
Vios
you had one.
Vios con Dios.
More than likely, you just didn't know your place, so she had to cut it off. I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's wrap it up.
Sean, she's coming for you. Sean, you gonna let her come for you like that?
It's over. I'm sorry.
Listen, now I'm not gonna front. Now, long time ago. Watch this. Long time ago. Long time.
But Sean, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Sean's reformed now, and I know he's reformed because a long time ago we were out on the road and we were headed out to lunch, and this joker's phone rang, and we're going down the escalator, and I've never seen somebody literally cross over to the other escalator before he gets off. Like, I'll catch y'all later, man. I got something to do. And the next time I saw this joker, he was in LA. He took a flight to LA to meet me in LA for the next city. And I was like, yo, I thought he missed his flight, man. That joker was sitting in baggage claim with his feet up like this. I was like, yo, what happened?
Where's the allegedly sign?
They ain't no allegedly sign on that one. Ain't no allegedly sign on that one, joker. That really happened. That's why his face is bright red.
He just started rubbing his beard and everything.
What happened is I am supposed to go and help set up ahead of time for the rest of the crew. I was getting a jump start on getting to the airport to get there ahead of time. That's all it was. I want to make sure I was being thorough.
What you had to set up at the airport?
I was trying to get there. Make sure the equipment goes where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Come on, man. Work with me.
I got you. I'm here with you.
Thank you. We back together.
He needed rest. You
see what the bottom of my screen says?
That's right. We back together now. See, that breakup was temporary.
The bottom of my screen says, no, it's a bunch of lies. There's a bunch of. He's reformed now. He's a reformed single player.
Yes.
I didn't want to call you a hoe.
It's okay. I'm cool.
I want to call you a hoe.
I've been redeemed.
That's not right.
Dude, I went to. Let the record show. I went to North Carolina A&T State University and North Carolina Central University, where the black women outnumber us on both occasions. And Bennett was down the street from A&T. Wow. I had a festive good time. I was for the streets. But I'm good, clean, and wholesome now.
He said I was for the streets back then. I was for the streets.
Sean, wholesome and clean too.
See, we back together again, Danielle. See, me and you, family, right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. Love you.
There's no allegedly.
No allegedly.
I'm gonna let
the dude who got married by Martin Luther King, still, talking junk. I mean, dude been married since they crossed the Edwards Waters Bridge, and he's steady,
Let me say this. I just thank God that I'm not like my granddaddy. All right, so I'm gonna let that go, and then I'm just gonna let that go. I shouldn't say my. I should say
you weaken your cousin.
I just said our.
You took her all the way down. And look how slow she's coming up. You weakened her.
Yeah. She's in the middle of a Negro spiritual right now. She listens to Mahalia Jackson right now. She just.
I thank God. I thank God.
You're going to find some. What is it called? Dames, and what is it called that you said?
I know.
Duke. Let me see if I have.
Duke and Dames. Listen. We had a good time tonight. We've been up here for an hour and a half, man. We talking, just having a good time, kicking it. Look, Bourbons and Blouses. It's the holiday season. Conduct yourselves accordingly. Don't do anything these next 26, 27 days that compromise your job, compromise your relationships, compromise your marriage, compromise your money, compromise your character. That's what it's about. Don't be out here acting crazy. Ain't no need. Ain't no need.
Get your work wife in check before the holiday party.
If you allegedly have one, you shouldn't have one anyway.
Get her in check.
Ain't nothing worse.
Baby, why that dude over there keeps staring? Why that dude over there keeps staring at us?
Right. Why he keep looking? Why he looking at us like you know? And don't be mad if she got a work husband and he brings her coffee every day. Don't be mad. You should make sure she has coffee before she goes to work. Is that the Duke and Dame? All right, I have to check it out. We have to check it out.
Notice how empty the bottle is.
Yeah,
It's gone.
Judge your mama, not me.
She got that out the recycle.
Judge your mama and not me. She's stupid.
She got that out the recycle.
You know it was done.
Did anybody look? This is support our black.
Black owned, she supports. Support. So anyway, listen, everybody up here watching us on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching us at, I need you to go like and share this post, but I also need you to go to Spotify or Apple Music and subscribe to the Deacon Board podcast there. We need your subscriptions there. Yeah, we like your watches. We like your shares on Facebook, but I need you to go to Spotify or Apple Music and like and share and repost and share again, share to your IG, share everywhere. And if you want to drop us, if you want to help, defer some of the costs, you can always give too. I don't have no Cash App or nothing like that, but we'll figure out how to do it.
I can give you my Cash App. I'll take it for Dante.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna do
$.
Yeah,
that's right. Ashia, I think we need to go in partnership on this.
No, y'all go ahead.
Dante, we'll get it to you. We'll get it to
Set
you.
up a Patreon.
Yeah, I'll set up a Patreon.
Set up a Patreon. But until then, look, let me move over here to the side. Until then, y'all shop at ShiaBeauty.com.
Yeah, ShiaBeauty.com. She got her business. She got her.
Is that your red lip? Because I wasn't looking at that. I love a good red lip.
Hassel was on. Go ahead and sell your wares real quick. So Shia got her ShiaBeauty.com. What's up, Hass?
That is a red lip, and it's a sale right now.
Oh yeah, because my red lip is a signature. I love a good red lip. You got a purple and a hot pink.
Oh Jesus!
Is it
a match?
Is turned left.
Because I love a good match.
Ask Adrian about it. Here go the purple. He gonna be all right. Here go the purple.
She's selling discount when she's selling.
If my people will call by my name,
go on my website at ShiaBeauty.com. It's a sale going on right now.
I don't have on no.
I don't care about sales.
Get yourself, Hassel. I ain't everybody no red lips.
You care about red lips.
I was ready to say something smart.
Shut up.
Ooh, I wasn't gonna let you talk this time. Go ahead. Come on through. You gonna walk over, you gonna look back.
I'm not messing with
you.
So AshiaBeauty.com is her website. Listen, she's also the designer of our logo. She actually designed something for QA Square also. The logo for QA Square way back in the day when I first started. So I've been friends with her a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Quality Analytic Associates. I'm sorry, I call it QA Square. And she's designing the new logo for Bourbons and Blouses. That's going to be the new podcast coming up in January. We have some dope hosts for that are coming on board, and she is going to be involved in that also. So we got some stuff coming on through us, but it's going to be its own separate podcast. And, they're just going to be giving practical information. We're going to talk about, the alcohols that we like, the cigars that we like. We're going to talk about, the clothing, the beauty, the restaurants, everything. We're going to talk about the travel. We're going to do that on Bourbon and Blouses because it's going to be dope. It's going to be a real adult conversation, real chill out. So that's going to be coming in the new year. We have one episode left of the Deacon Board podcast for this year. We're trying to put that together now, but we're going to have kind of a family reunion. We're going to have some of the brothers that have been up here right before the holidays, and probably in 2 weeks. We're gonna have some other special guests coming on, some friends that we haven't talked to in a while. But I appreciate everybody's support, man. This is episode number 12. Something that we just wanted to do, just conversations that we wanted to have with different people, the conversations that, we generally have every day, not only myself, Danielle, and Shia, but, Hassel and Richardson and the brothers from Psalms 100 and, Lorenzo and Wyatt and Kenny and everybody, man. We're just going to do it. We're just going to try to keep doing it for the new year. So everybody have a good night. Listen, don't do anything these next 30 days that's going to mess with your money. That's going to mess with your money.
That's
You've
real.
been cutting up all year, go somewhere and lay low.
Right.
Lay low.
Lay low.
Real.
Lay low for the next 30 days. Go into the new year with great expectations of that new year, and don't do anything to mess yourself up right now. That's all I can say on that. All right.
Amen.
All right, y'all. This has
Much
been
love,
another episode. Y'all have a good night. Be well.
All right.
We'll
Good
talk to
night.
everybody later. Be well. Peace.